Hello, welcome to mypresidenttrump.us. Got the red on, supporting the President of the United States. Now, everybody's freaking out about Kanye West. I think Kanye is an effing genius. He's a musical genius. He, like Trump, can manipulate the media by going to the White House, talking to the president. He's all over the news. His sales have got to be going up. He's making money. He's not spending a dime in advertising. And let's talk about the actual issue and one of the reasons the media is going crazy over this. The Democrats are bullies. The Republican Party was formed on a moral intolerance for slavery. The Republicans are the reasons black people are free and treated as human beings. The Democratic Party started the Civil War in order to keep black people slaves. 140 years later, the Democrats have bullied black people into believing that the Republican Party, the party that freed them, are the racist, and you can't be a Republican. Now, Kanye is kind of like he's like a runaway slave. They are trying to intimidate him. Every black person you see criticizing Kanye is a bully. Their message is very simple. Republicans have to be racist. You can't be a Republican. Remember, we have two political parties in the United States, Republican and Democrat. 98% of black people vote Democratic. What do they get for it? They get to live in ghettos. They have unsafe streets, subpar schools. They get harassed by the police. Their lives are not as good as the average white Republican. They say that themselves. Now, the only difference between a white person and a black person is the amount of pigment in our skin. That means black people's ancestors got a better tan than mine. Hell of a thing to pick a fight over. The dumbest thing in the world to pick a fight over. But the Democrats have managed to tarnish the Republican brand as racist, when really their history would say that they're racist. So when you ever talk to a bully, the main thing a bully does is they intimidate other people into overlooking their flaws, and they generally project their flaws onto the people they're trying to bully. So when you look at a Democrat calling the Republican racist, what you're really hearing is racist trying to intimidate African Americans now into staying Democrat and just putting up with them. Well, why do black schools across the country why are they subpar to white schools in Republican areas? Well, because Republicans are racist, therefore the blacks have to put up with it. Why do African American men get killed daily in Chicago, Newark, LA, Long Beach? Most African American cities are all run by Democrats. They're dangerous. Um, why do you put up with it? Well, Republicans are racist, therefore the Democrats are your only choice, so you don't really have a choice. That is the purpose of bullying black people, is the Democrats can treat black people like dirt as long as they've bullied them into believing the Republicans are racist. Kanye is a massive threat to that because he's personal friends with Donald Trump. He's been friends with Trump for years. So is a lot of other African Americans, but they're terrified to go up and say Trump's my friend because that means you're a racist, you're a traitor, and they have to punish you. You have to keep the other African Americans intimidated. That's why Kanye West is called all these names. That's why he's treated the way he is. I am Tim. This is mypresidenttrump.us. Please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and stand up to Democratic racism and bullying. The Democrats are the bullies. They are the racists. They need to be stood up to. And African Americans have as much right to be a Republican as they do a Democrat. If you're free, you should be free to choose your political party without bullying. And the reason they go after Kanye so hard is they have to intimidate African Americans into being Democrats. Not because the Democratic Party provides the best services, the best schools, or the safest streets, or the best opportunities. They certainly don't. The only thing the Democratic Party has to sell is the Republicans are racist. It's pure bullying. And if African Americans started voting Republican in large numbers and realized they had a choice in political parties, the Democratic Party would have to do a better job in the black community. If you want a better black community, vote Republican. Allow the Republicans, and the Republicans haven't done a great job in asking for the black vote, but they've been bullied out. When you call Republicans a racist, you make the Republicans not want to go into those communities. They think they're hated, and the African Americans are taught to hate them. It's a great scenario for the Democratic power base. It's a horrible scenario for African Americans, and it's a bad scenario for the Republicans. Once the African Americans realize it's safe to be a Republican, it's okay. They're actually the ones that freed you, and they're the ones that are going to free you from the ghetto because they're going to give you a path out. Plus, if you abandon the Democrats for a while, the Democrats now have to work harder for your vote. Right now, they take you for granted. You're their bottom bitch. They don't care. They don't have to care about you. They've got you intimidated. You're not standing up to them. They don't think you're going to leave them. You need to leave them for a while. Maybe not forever, but if you leave them in 2018, I guarantee the Democrats will work much harder for your vote in 2020. Hillary took you for granted. That's the reason she lost. Now, if they're still taking you for granted, you leave them in the midterms and you let the Democratic Party get wiped out and give the Republicans a real opportunity to be your party, because you've got two parties. If the African Americans think the Republican Party is a real option for them, the Democrats better work their ass off to keep the African Americans, not by intimidating them, not by bullying them, but providing a better society for them, better schools, safer streets, more opportunities. And as long as you allow yourself to be bullied into being a Democrat, not because they do good by you, but because they intimidate you and to believe in the other side is racist, the Republicans aren't racist. They actually abolished slavery. What kind of racist would abolish slavery? That's the reason I'm a Republican, is because the Republican Party was born out of moral intolerance for slavery. Lincoln said it best: I wouldn't be a slave, therefore I wouldn't be a master. And we want to get the African Americans to realize you've got two parties. Join the Republicans for a while. Give us a couple of years. See what we can do for you. Trump's had less than 2 years in office, and we have the lowest black unemployment, or reverse that, we have the highest black employment in American history. He's done that in less than 2 years with no help from the Democrats. Imagine what it'll be like in 4 years if the Democrats don't get control of Congress, if they don't impeach him. This economy is taking off and everybody's being benefited. The tax changes are creating more manufacturing jobs, but more of them are coming. These numbers are great now, but it's going to get better. I mean, the tax cut is not even a year old. When the tax cut is 4 years old, 6 years old, 8 years old, you're going to see a massive number of new factories, working class jobs, jobs that if you've got a degree, great. If you don't have a degree, that's fine. If you've got a troubled past because of the racist laws in the United States, a disproportionate number of African Americans have felonies. They have criminal backgrounds. You're not going to get an IT job in most of those situations. But in the new Trump economy, in less than 2 years in office and less than a year in the tax code, the economy is turning around. There's a lot more opportunities. Give Trump 8 years, and you're going to see factories. You're going to, if you've got a felony on your record, you're going to be able to make $60, $70, $80,000 a year working in a factory with benefits. You didn't have that under the Democrats, but you're going to have to give the Republicans a chance. Trump has done very, very well, in my opinion, for every American, but particularly the African Americans, in just 2 years, less than 2 years, and less than 1 year into the tax cut. If we help the president now, let's see where this leads. Let's see what we can do with the economy. Let's see how good it can get. It's gotten a lot better. Best black employment in history in less than 2 years. Imagine what he can do in 4. Imagine what he can do in 8. But he needs your help. The African Americans need to stand up to the Democratic bullies, and the Republican Party needs to reach out to them. Kanye West is a symbol of that they have to destroy, because without 98% of blacks voting Democrat, turning out and voting for Democrats, the Democratic Party is in deep trouble. And if Trump can get 30-40% of the African Americans, 1/3, the Democratic Party is in deep trouble. And that's a good thing for the African American community, because if they take you for granted. If you turn on them and you vote Republican, they are going to have to start working for your vote instead of intimidating you for your vote. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, send me some comments, tell everyone about me. My name's Tim. This is mypresidenttrump.us. Thank you.